behind. My job is to take you through the next hour. We've got a tremendous lineup of speakers. Hasn't Hackney Marshes changed? Yeah. Was brought back here a couple of weeks ago by Les, and I couldn't believe the place. Those of you who might have visited before or played or managed, it's had a tremendous refurb. And I say well done Hackney Council and all those involved. For the next hour or so, you're going to be hearing from some of our speakers on the table about a grassroots initiative which will hopefully put Hackney back on the map again, hopefully help young people in terms of the beautiful game. And only this morning, you might have seen it, Sky Sports did this wonderful report, well, wonderful is probably not the right word, did this wonderful report about how grassroots football in the area and other areas in London and up and down the country is really struggling. But we have a couple of people on our top table who are going to explain what's going to happen, hopefully in this area over the next few months, the next few years. As I said, we've got a glorious lineup of speakers, but it was about 18 months ago that my old mate, Leslie Fevier, as he does, gives me a call and says, "Rod, I need to talk to you." Now, if you know Les, he could be talking about anything, but you know he's generally going to be talking about football. Yeah? He sounded very excited, and when he's excited, it normally means that we need to meet for a bit of breakfast or something like that. A little coffee. Yeah. Which he made sure that we rotate in terms of payment. But he was very excited, so we met up and I heard about his plan. And he told me about a gentleman called John Larter, who's been key to Hackney, young footballers and football in the area for so long. And we will hear from John a little bit later on as well. But Les had an idea that he wanted to push forward. Hence we are here today. Today's just the start of a journey. And those that know Les know he's a true football man. He's a very, very good friend of mine, so I had no choice but to get involved with today and as we progress. Recently, Les was placed on the football blacklist. You may or may not know about that, but it's put out there and it names 30 people that are involved with football and doing really positive things. And quite rightly, and I was involved in that process, quite rightly, Les was adjudged to be one of the movers and shakers and one of the hardest working men in football. Can we have a round of applause for Les?
Firstly, I'd like to thank you all for attending this evening. I know everybody's got busy schedules, but I won't drag it on too long because as people who know me, you know I like to talk, so we could be here all night. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run you through what we're trying to achieve by this. I've known John Larter for over 45 years. 45 years, that's a long time. He was my primary school teacher. And I went to John about 4 years ago, and both of us being busy guys, you know, I used to talk to him about this project and get really excited about it, but nothing ever transpired. So I'm just going to basically tell you what this is about. Our aim is to eventually have a foundation in John's name. So basically carry on the wonderful work that he's done over this period of time since I met him when I was like 9 years old. We're going to have a series of events over about a year. And the first event is going to be my son Jason running the East London Half Marathon on the 22nd of June. Now, I've got lots of sponsorship forms here, so nobody's getting out without putting their name to it. So I've got a captive audience, so get your pens out and do what you need to do. Also, this is in association with the MS Trust. And sometimes we're ignorant to specific aspects of illnesses that people have, or conditions that my young brother tells me, because he's the one with the MS. So what I did, I read up about it and thought this is something I want to get involved with to help my brother, because he jumps out of planes and I do nothing. So I thought, let me do it in association with this John Larter scenario. So that's why the MS Trust logo is on our paperwork. So I want to help raise money because my brother does. He's a person that just gets up and goes, doesn't really think too much about his condition, he just does what he needs to do. So going back to what we're trying to achieve, so Jason's going to be running the East London Half Marathon on the 22nd of June. After that, we're going to have a dinner and a dance. Date and venue to be set. The reason why I've got all you lovely people in here, because we need help to do these things. There's only a certain amount we can do. There's certain expertise that somebody at one of these desks or standing to the side may have and may, be able to assist us. So our aims are to raise as much money as we can for these two wonderful charities. Yeah. Then after that, Orient, through my friend Errol, has kindly given us Orient Football Club in next May to do a next Hackney versus Towery stroke EastEnders football match. Not give it to us, they're charging us, but so that'll be hopefully late in the summer. Then we are going to just review the situation again. We've got an online auction. My friend Eric Walls kindly gave me a Nationally Young shirt, so that you can start by bidding hundreds of pounds for that if you like. It's up to you. It'll be online, so you'll be able to look and bid for various items that we've been given from specific people. But like I said, our aim is to eventually end up with a foundation in the name of John. So I'll just run you quickly how I came to meet this wonderful man. Many years ago, we moved from Clapton to Uptown Stoke Newington. I attended a school called William Patton at the top of Church Street, and then I had the fortune to meet John. He was a teacher there, and because I was so fantastic at football, he put me in his football team, and then I represented Hackney, which was like a dream come true. I thought I was going to be the next Pele. So that's where I first met John. But this man just goes on and does things for people without even thinking about it. And what he instilled in me was like a discipline and a determination. And that, to this day, that's what I have. If I feel something needs addressing or changing or things become difficult, we have to fight through it and get through it. And this started from this man. He's been a mentor to me all over the years. We meet up and have a chat about different things. He tells me what's going on in the borough. And there's been times when I've actually gone, John, I can't take this Hackney business no more. It's too much. And he'd go, Les, you're needed here. Keep trying, keep trying. And this is how we're here today. Because if it wasn't for John being like that, we wouldn't be here. But one of the main things that attracted me to John in terms of his fortitude was that one day I was playing a game for William Patton against my old school, Dalbany, which I left when I was 6. I probably played against Michael Farland and marked him out of the game, but that's another story. And I was playing that game, and John made me captain for that day. Like, professionals, when you play your old teams, they make me captain. And I don't know what happened, I can't even remember, but I must have said something to somebody. Everyone who knows me says that's not unusual, but I must have said something out of order. Because he pulled me and he said, Les, don't you ever speak to people disrespectfully again. And to this day, I remember that, to respect people. And this is what I learned from this man. But what made me push me over the edge to get here, to get this done, was I went to John's office again to have one of our many meetings, and thinking, how am I going to push this on? I need to get this going, but we're all busy. And I said, John, do you remember when we used to play for the Hackney district team? There used to be these little medals that made you kind of proud to be a Hackney participant. Yeah? And you used to wear it with a piece of string because we couldn't afford gold chains then. Yeah? So we used to wear it with a piece of string. John goes, they stopped making them. So I went, okay, because when we moved from Uptown Stoke Newington to Uptown Dalston, right, so we moved from Clapton, Stoke Newington to Dalston, the rest of the world is our oyster after that. Yeah. So anyway, I said, John, I'd love to have had one of them. So we just forgot about it, had our various meetings. And John said to me, we had a meeting one day, and he said, I was clearing out my house. So I thought, what's that got to do with anything? And he said, I've got something for you. I said, what's that? So he said, here's that medal. I forgot about it, I even asked him. Wow. And my memory is very bad, yeah? And John just produced this, and I'm going to treasure this, because what happens as you get older, you think about things that you've had, like medals that you've won, that you've just thrown in one of your spare bedrooms at your mum's house or something of that nature. And he pulled this out and he said, that's for you. And this is the mark of this man. And this is why I want to So I'm gonna cease now from talking. I can talk more if you really want me to. No? All right.
Okay, the gentlemen on the table are all supporters of the idea. East London, Hackney Marshes has produced wonderful footballers over the years. One of the supporters tonight that's going to say a few words is Hackney Born, I believe. Played for Gillingham, Leicester, Stoke and Burnley. Give a round of applause, please, for Adi Akinbaye.
Hello. The reason why I'm here today is to support, obviously, Mr. Larter and obviously Hackney, and it's wonderful to see all these kids who play for their district team. I could have been more pleased than anything to have played for my district team and hold that badge, and have obviously still going now, to see that badge going now, people with their numbers and having that blue top, and it was unbelievable. I mean, I can tell anyone now, playing for your district team is the most important thing. And I keep hearing now, which I personally don't support it, as academies, whatever they call it. And most of the boys who play for the academy can't play for your district team. I find that unbelievable. Because, as I said, every kid in here who plays for Hackney should be proud to play for Hackney and play for London. And you can't really take that away from anyone. And if they're going to try and take that away now, I think there's all of us, we need to double and support our people, because obviously it can't happen, because it starts from grassroots, and that's where I started from. And without Mr. Larter, I wouldn't have done and had a career that I've had from my district team, starting from there and pushing upwards. So please, let's try and support it and do as much as we can. Talk to the press, talk to the people as much as we can to support this, because obviously it's very important for our kids and for our kids' future as well. But always be proud, all you boys out there, to say you play for Hackney and play for London. If you're going to play for London, because it's very important to me and it should be important to you guys. Thank you.
I come from Brookhouse, so if my language ain't too great, blame on Brookhouse. I'm going to come up this end because I went to Southwold Primary School, and I remember playing for Hackney, and we had a fantastic team and lots of players better than us that didn't make it. But I can say the one thing that we all had, what's been mentioned earlier, was respect for Mr. Larter. I'm not going to call him John, because I didn't even know his name was John. It was always, when we was at school, it was Mr. So it's Mr. Larter. And years on, I started a sports development business with my partner, who now is quite big in sort of kick it out, Mr. Townsend. And I went to Mr. Larter and I said to him, I'm doing a sports development company that goes into schools and works. How do I go about it? And he said, do not worry, I will brandish your name around, and if you need any support, you can come back to me. And I think I came a couple of times up to the town hall, and we sat down and we had loads of meetings, not loads of meetings, a couple of meetings, and he put me in the right direction. And I think players that I would go back to, Stanley Salmon, Noel Deans, who were fantastic players. I owed so much to playing for Hackney. I remember going on from Hackney and playing for London, and we played against Manchester, drawing 2, so I might have scored it, I'm not too sure. But yeah, but my on goal. But yeah, but as I said, I'm proud to come from Hackney. My roots is in Hackney, and as you can see, lots of players, and I see loads and loads of players. I mean, Les was talking about marking Mike McFarlane out of the game. I find that quite hard to believe, Les.
Keep up with it.
Knowing how fast Mike was.
No, he's there asking.
But going back, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you've done for me. From when I was at Southwell, I went on, and I played, I've managed at non-league, very high standard non-league football, and a lot of those disciplines and I've brought with me. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you've done, everything you've done for a lot of people in Hackney, because we are blessed having you as our manager. Thank you so much.
I think while I'm here, because Mike McFarlane is a good friend of mine as well, did he mark you out the game? Really? I think that one's been answered. Okay, on to our next speaker, who is actually the Speaker for Hackney, Councillor Michael Desmond. Round of applause, please.
So I should be at the Stoke Newington Literary Festival and at the Mayor of Waltham Forest dinner, but I'm here. Well, I'm going off in a minute. And the reason I'm here is because I needed to be here. Because I couldn't miss out on this celebration of Hackney football and an opportunity to thank John Larter for what he's done over a period of time. I'm looking at these minutes here of the association. I know you didn't start in 1924, but you've been there all that time, since you got involved with the schools, with the association, and made a difference. Last night I was at the Concord Youth group doing poetry and drama, in a sassy sort of way. And you know what? After when I spoke to them, they built me up. And they built me up because normally I say, if you're going along the road and there's a gust of wind, don't allow it to knock you down. Just carry on, reach your goals, find your fulfillment, get your objectives. Everyone has a talent, reach for it, go for it, get there. That would be my half-time talk anyway. But yesterday, for some reason, it may have been the music, it would have been the drink, but I haven't had any. I didn't just talk about a little bit of a gust of wind. I said, if there's a storm, if there's a hurricane, if you'd otherwise not be able to stand up and run forward, you nevertheless carry on, because there's always adversity, there's always difficulty, you'll always have setbacks. And yet, if you have talent, if you have fortitude, if you have determination, you can reach your goals. And a young teenager outside came up to me and said, "You inspired me." That was nice. I didn't ask him what football team he supported. If he had been asked, I might have not wanted to inspire him being a Tottenham man. But nevertheless, we all have the opportunity with young people to make a difference. The foundation is a fantastic thing. We've had discussions with blue chip companies who are interested in perhaps having a Hackney football team at a senior level. We've got the Marshes, we've got a wonderful ladies team. But really we have to start with youth, and that's where John has been all this time. Les has also been involved for years, committed, dedicated, motivated. He doesn't allow any gales or storms or hurricanes to detract from him, and nor does John, or Mr. Larter, I should say. So let's applaud John Larter for his wonderful achievement. Let us learn that you don't allow adverse setbacks, difficulties, injuries, family upsets to get in the way. And let's hope that Roy Hodgson takes our team to success. Thank you very much.
Okay, right. Give me a bit of quiet, please. Thank you. Right, so our next speaker is a man that I've known for a long time as well. A real man of Hackney, real man of sport, football, community and grassroots. Wayne Edwards, this is your chance.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, I met John Larter in 1979, actually. I was still going to primary school. School in Southall, and I was playing alongside Albert Ekiov at the time. And John used to come and visit our primary schools just to pop round and talk to us. I actually wasn't one of the good children, I was one of the naughty children. I was one of the children who football was my greatest tool. Education weren't that important to me like football at that time. So went and got to play for the district, for John. Played a few games with him, but I chose to play local football and my behaviour was in the way. He still came to my secondary school after, which was Upton House, Homerton School. And he used to see me, talk to me, and my colleagues and my friends in the year group then. One of my friends is here now, Mark White, who was in the same year. So John used to kind of cater for all the ages actually. And he had this way of just talking to us. Because we were black obviously, some of us frowned, were hard to reach. But he had his own way of getting through to you. Sometimes he looked you in your face, sometimes he looked the other way. But through my school work as well, my community work, he always just was there. I went and gone to do some mentoring at Gravesbrook Primary School, and I was passionate about football, never had a football team. The white kids never played with the black kids, so I used the football as a tool. John came and said to me, we organise the league games. I sat the pictures over at Clissold Park, he'd come over there, pop in, pop out, walk around with his bag everywhere. I've never seen Mr. John Larter drive a car before, so how you cover all the areas you have, God knows. But you always got to nearly every game, knew all the kids in the borough, knew their parents, somehow got to their houses, spoke to parents, spoke to the single parent mums. Wow. Anyway, he continued talking to us, and I went to go work at Southall recently, and he came back again. This is like 7 years after Gravesbrook, and told me to do the same thing at Southall, restart the football, get the kids playing. And I just said that, how he's going to continue doing this all along, where he's getting a new set of legs. And the way I see us in this room, where his new legs now basically. He's at the end of this like last bit now, but he's a father figure, he's a mentor, he's been a legend in many ways, he's been a like stepfather to many of us, like Mr. Brown said. And I just think it's time for us to kind of continue what we're saying we're going to do from today. Not just say it, then we'll disappear like an old funeral. Let's continue this legacy, what John and everybody's doing, Eric, and let's try and build back the marshes. I think what we need back is all the football back on the marshes, all the local kids, not after 11 who doesn't know where you are. Take the football back from Tower Hamlets, I think personally, put it back here for all the older ages, and let's carry on from there. Thank you very much.
Speaking tonight, that Hackney's been my life. A lot of people know that. I was born just up the road in the old Hackney Hospital, and somebody said to me about a year ago that he thought that about 95% of everything I've done in my life was in a 2-mile radius of Hackney Hospital. And I said, as long as it included the marshes, that's right. When I started, I was involved with the secretary at the time, primary football. Somebody, self-help people would know, George Sparks. And later in my teaching career, I worked with Stan LeBlanc, who was the co-manager with George Sparks of the district team. They were just about to retire. Somebody else came along and did a year with the district team. Then I did some coaching, and the opportunity came to take it on. And I've been doing it ever since. It's a very long, very, very long time, but the memories are tremendous. And it's interesting that a week ago, I was talking to somebody sitting very close to me who remembered playing for the district team and what an honour it was and so on, and he was quoting different things that happened during that season. And that was 1973. His memory was as clear as everything about the standards we wanted, the games we had, and how much he enjoyed. The next person I was talking to was one of my players from this year. So that's a very long time. And I thought to myself, if somebody can retain those memories, and perhaps it has affected their life skills quite a bit over the years, then it's a job well done. I'm going to tell you a story about Hugo Egil. Sadly not here tonight, but not to worry. He was fortunate enough to come to Jersey with us in 1983-4, twice, because we could play year 5 players then, 11-a-side primary football. We can't do that now, we can't even play 11-a-side football. But Hugo was a lovely boy, wouldn't hurt anybody, but he was clumsy. Put a bowl of cornflakes in front of him, most of them would be on the floor within 10 seconds. His case he was carrying fell apart, so we had to go and buy another one. His boots fell apart, so we had to go and buy him a pair of boots. And he went on to a terrific career. He was taken by a player from the Arsenal, who was appointed manager of West Bromwich Albion. So he went to West Bromwich Albion first as a youngster. Ron Atkinson, quite a well-known manager, took him on at West Bromwich, and when he moved to Aston Villa, he took Hugo with him. And it was at Aston Villa he won his, I think, 6 caps that he had for England. And believe it or not, he was the last person over the last 10 years until last year to score a goal against Spain for England. Now that is a story that started at Southwold School on Mill Fields. And I think it's relevant in what I do. I've enjoyed doing for years and years and years, is looking after children, seeing them develop, not only football skills, but probably more importantly, life skills as a teacher. And I think that's the most important thing. Yes, somebody was saying earlier, some players will go on and be professional footballers. The majority won't. But I think what they've learned over this period of time, and quite a number of the present team are here now, will stand them in good stead for life. Now, a little bit about Hackney Schools Athletic Association, because it's not just football. Before, around about 1980, shall we say, the Hackney Schools Athletic Association was responsible for providing out-of-school sport across the board. Look at this minute book, which goes back to 1923, you will see that there were probably 8 or 10 sections in the Hackney Schools Athletic Association, including boxing, which was very popular in the East End, athletics, tennis, cricket, and so on. All had their own sections, and they were the only providers of out-of-school sport, apart from youth clubs, and they were quite dominant as well in the borough. After that time, teachers seemed to have much more work to do, and less time to run sport, especially in their own time, and it declined quite a bit. The government then produced the school partnerships in the just about 2000. They went on for a while and provided out-of-school sport and in-school support for PE. They were very good, but they were cancelled overnight almost. But I see now, what they're involved with now, Young Hackney and their sports department, who are doing a very good job in providing a multitude of sports for different age ranges. Yesterday, the athletics tournament, some of the boys were there yesterday. What a great day that was. Absolutely superb. Well done. So, it's not only football, but it is now more or less only football. So where do we go? The FA, in their wisdom, have brought out a new youth policy which changes the format of youth football. Not only schools, youth clubs, whatever. This year, for the first time, we've been playing 9-a-side football instead of 11-a-side on smaller pitches. Next year, that will travel up to under 12s. We will play 9-a-side and on smaller pitches. And next year, the number of competitions that will be played will be 3, and they've got to be played in a period of 6 weeks and leave all the other time before development. Now, personally, I'm not very happy with that, and I know a lot of people won't be. There'll be people trying to get around it. But that's for the future. I think the most outstanding memories I will have of football in Hackney, junior football, are the trips we did from 1971 when we first did a tour, an Easter tour to Blackpool, played Blackpool, Manchester and Accrington. Right up to the present day, when we've now just reached the 30 mark out of 40 Jersey festivals. That would mean that nearly 450 Hackney boys have had that opportunity to go for a week to Jersey, mixed in the same hotel with teams from as far away as New Zealand, in one case, but certainly around Great Britain, and get on with them in the same hotel for a week, and make new friends, learn the value of teamwork, and thoroughly enjoy themselves. And I know the boys here, this week, I think we're going to give you a clap in a minute, because you were an outstanding group to take away. You didn't put a foot wrong all week. That's brilliant. So would you like to give them a clap? Okay, yes, I'm not going to retire yet. See how this change of rules goes, and we might consider it. But it's been great fun, very happy time, and I hope we could not say we, people who've worked with me, and Andrew's over there, all over the years, have made a difference to children's and then adult life. Thank you.
Well, we're just going to wrap up the evening now, but there is another tribute for John, which I've been given this evening. Can we have a bit of quiet, please? Dear John, it gives me great pleasure to join the many names from across all levels of the game in celebrating your achievements this evening. The body of work you have helped build up during your exceptional career in Hackney is very impressive, and one only needs to take a glance at the players whose careers you have helped shape and develop to get an illustration of your dedication and talent. Championing individuals who are doing good work, particularly at grassroots, is something very important to us here at the Football Association. The fact that you are helping youngsters in East London, an area especially close to my heart, is something which is particularly vital. Thank you for dedicating so much to our football pathway, and best wishes for all your endeavours in the future. From Sir Trevor Brooking, Director of Development for the Football Association. Round of applause.